What's up, dude, guys? It's Friyay. That's why I've taken to calling it Friday since the apocalypse started. Because, yay, we made it through another week. Oh. Mondays aren't that bad anymore either, but, you know, what are you gonna do? So, I don't know if a lot of you guys know, I have a podcast on iTunes and Soundcloud called Podcast of the Abyss. It's a little bit different. I mean, like, this whole thing started in 2015 with videos on how to do underwaters, how to do push-ups, how to do pull-ups, stuff like that. And then one day someone asked me, what's your opinion of ISIS? And I was like, I don't know if I really want to get into this. And now here we are 5 years later. I have a podcast and I make comments on Dave Chappelle, James Baldwin, and the state of the world. Or mostly the state of our country. But I do feel like somebody asked me a question, and this is kind of why I'm doing this a little bit, was what is as a PJ, do you get to work with SEALs and Rangers and stuff? And I answered that question 8 years ago, and I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm just saying that, like, I answered all these questions on, like, what's the difference between rescue, what's the difference between ST, why would I want to be a SEAL over being a PJ, or why would I want to be a PJ over being a SEAL, or blah blah blah. So in 4 years I answered all those questions, and for those kind of questions you also have ones ready, how to be a PJ, SOCOM athlete. They're people that answer those type of questions still and do that. And not that I've moved on, but I got kind of tired of answering those questions, because there's Google, there's Reddit, there's a million places that you can look and find those answers. And now I'm answering questions further than pararescue, further than what you were thinking. So we have a book club that meets on Tuesdays, and you do it by Google Meet, or if you live in town, dude, show up at 6 p.m. And we've been, so we're on our fourth book, and every time we have a meeting, the questions get deeper, the emotions, people, hey, this happened to me, and ask questions, and they all pertain to the book. And right now we're doing I'm fighting a cold right now. The Dichotomy of Leadership by Jocko, Willink. And we had 12 people on screen and 3 people at the house with us. So we had 17 people discussing Jocko Willink, and some people didn't have the book yet. They're maybe deployed or got something going on, waiting in the mail. And they discussed whatever book they were reading, and we were able to tie it into leadership. We were able to tie it into followership. We were able to show where a good leader is, or where a bad leader is, or who good followers are. And we went for over 2 hours, and we're only at chapter 3 on Jocko. Some people are at like chapter 5, or a little bit, I've read the book or rereading the book. And we got to discussing about how every time you read a book, whether you read it today, tomorrow, what it may mean to you now or a year from now, when you're single, when you're a parent, when you're, all these different ways or times in your life, like a river, you are not the same you 30 minutes ago. And, if you do an hour of underwaters, you will not be the same you that you were an hour ago. If you do 90 minutes of hot yoga, you will not be you who you were 90 minutes ago. If you go on a marathon, you're not going to be the same person at the end of that. Like the willpower, the brain power, the strength, the tenacity, the whatever who you are, and doing horrible things, flipping tires for an hour or running up and down a hill for an hour. These things make you better, quicker. It may be harder, but you're going to get the answers to who you are and who your life is and what you're supposed to be doing a lot quicker if you spend time in your head in the moment. Not in your head in, I'm so sad, blah, 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 life is so horrible. No. If you're in your head in the moment doing those things, you're focused. You're a fine-tooth comb. You're a sharpened number 2 pencil. You are in the lines, checking boxes. It helps. It helps to suffer, because that's what real suffering is. Real suffering is an hour of underwaters or 90 minutes of hot yoga. And then after a couple times, you start seeing it's not suffering, it's just life. And real suffering is poverty and people in prison and people in shitty countries with shitty governments that don't take care of them or don't help them. Sometimes everybody needs a helping hand. But if you can, you must. And if you can take care of yourself and do your things and not hurt or hamper or dampen anybody else's chances at life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, then you're fine. And I think that if you spend a little time with yourself, not wallowing in misery or sad, but working on yourself to be a better human being, it'll happen. I did a public service announcement on my podcast the other day, and in it I took Tyler Durden's speech about you are not your khakis, you're not your car you drive, you're not your house you live in, you're not your job, you're you. And then I spliced it with Bikram explaining why yoga works and what yoga does. And yoga is not a religion. Yoga is actually a science. And it's the science of the spine. And spinal health is mental health. Right? Take care of your spine, it will take care of your body, because everything is connected along your spine. So it's a very important piece of machinery in your body. And he talks about, the most important day being, when you figure out why you're you, why you're here. And that's what's important. But so in the yes, we're watching traffic. It's been a while since we watched traffic. I've been doing podcasts, so I kind of like them better because it's audio, not video.